Welcome to the Pink Sphere podcast. This is your 30 minutes of pink, your weekly space to pause, breathe, and tune into something that might just change the way you move through the world. And in today's episode, we have Alejandra with us. She's one of our amazing coaches at the Pink Sphere. She's a mindfulness-based leadership coach. And today we'll be talking all about MIMfulness. Okay. Hi, Alejandra. How are you?
Nadin, I'm well. Yeah. Yes. Moving
Really
houses.
excited.
But good.
So I want to jump right in,
hmm
okay, because mindfulness is something very new to all of us, which is something that we do at the Pink Sphere together. And yeah, I want to know what it means, to be honest, because most of people have heard of mindfulness, but mindfulness sounds like something else entirely. Can you explain what it really is and how it was born from your own experience?
Yeah. So mindfulness is something that I've named and comes from min, that will explain what is min and mindfulness. So mim
Okay.
comes from music and movement is medicine. And it's a
Hmm.
methodology created by Emma Marshall, and I have been trained on it. And it's a methodology that it's super well researched. It takes a bit of neuroscience, biology, psychology, sociology, and talks about and it's about how we are rhythmic human beings and how when our internal rhythm gets blocked by stress,
Hmm.
we are out of balance, and the methodology that she has created help us to regain that balance. So that's
Hmm.
Min, and how does she do it, and how we do it as a facilitator is we use music and rhythm and movement and our senses of touch and listening to rebalance our sense of stress and regain calmness. And so you
Yeah.
probably have seen that in the sessions that I run. It's about inviting people to go into their bodies, follow the music, find their rhythm, and I guide them through being in touch physically, metaphorically with different parts of their bodies and
Hmm.
starting to notice the tension and an invitation to release tension in a very embodied way. It's not going through the mind
Yeah.
and understanding why the stress is there. It's really allowing the wisdom of the body in connection with the such a natural thing for human beings
Hmm.
right from the beginning of humanity, of connecting with
Yeah.
internal rhythm and external rhythm and music. And so that's min. For me,
Hmm.
mim, it's a way of mindfulness. And that's
Hmm.
when because I've been trained as a mindfulness teacher and I've been practicing mindfulness and meditation for many years. So my take on mim is creating mindfulness because, and I know mim is also about reconnecting with your body, understanding your body better. And so that's how I see mindfulness is the methodology that Emma Marshall have created, that is Min, and my take on it, bringing the mindfulness space, which is already in the Min methodology.
There's something really fascinating about how the body remembers things that mind forgets, right? Why do you think movement can release emotions that talking or thinking about them never quite can?
So, because the body accumulates all the experience, the body, the physical body, not the mind. You cannot remember. It's probably in your unconscious. And there are therapy, and I think talking about experiences and trauma, it is absolutely necessary for some. But there are many other ways.
Mhm.
We are so fixing what the mind can do, and we forget all
Yeah.
the wisdom of the body. So by So in the body we accumulate all the tension and the trauma that we
Hmm.
have experienced, and it's there, storage there. So
Yeah.
what mindfulness does is the body storage all the information, all the tension, all the stress, and all the trauma, the historical trauma, even ancestral, I'll say.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so by going with movement and rhythm and releasing those areas, it's a way of processing what is in the body that doesn't need words. It's a
Yeah.
process embody it's an embodiment way of processing trauma and stress and tension in the
Hmm.
body. So you don't need to understand it, you just need to trust
Yeah.
that when you give a space for the body to open and to process, you process that trauma. It's not one time, it's a practice. You go time and time again, time and time again. As you don't go once to a therapy session, you go time and time
Yeah.
again. So it's using other wisdom, not only the mind wisdom. Is that making sense?
Yes, it does. It does. I'm just listening. I'm just listening. And many women come to our sessions, your sessions at the Pink Sphere. They're carrying stress, burnout, or even emotional numbness.
Mm.
And what are the ways of mindfulness that help them reconnect with themselves when they feel completely disconnected?
So mindfulness is all about self connection
Yeah.
to start with. It's about releasing stress, it's about releasing tension, and it's about feeling your body in a way that, because you go a little bit into a mindfulness space, maybe you call it a trance space, where you are listening to music with this really vibrant and with a lot of beats and drums and percussion, and am I guiding you? Are you a little bit let go? You trust the space, you go into, again, the wisdom of your body that knows what needs and follows the music. And that is already a way of letting go. We tend, as women, as a human, to try to
Hmm.
control. And so it's a little bit like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to let go, I'm going to open. And as we were saying before, the stress is holding the body. So this methodology helps you to let go of that, and a sense of, and the movement. I mean, we move in our body, we move in our lymphatic system, we are increasing our heart rate. All of that also enhance the creation of feeling good hormones.
Yeah.
And so all of that, yeah, they connect with mindfulness, they connect back to their bodies, to internal wisdom, to internal rhythm, to a sense of well-being eventually. Also, when you let go and open up, you also allow emotions and sensations which are uncomfortable, and they're okay
Hmm.
to be there. So you can reconnect with the whole thing. Mindfulness is not about feeling well only. Eventually, it's about feeling in balance.
Yeah.
But in order to be in balance, you also need to be connected with those things that are uncomfortable, and you can process them. So you don't go to the mind and
Hmm.
start going into a cycle of thinking and rethinking. Is you allow those emotions to go through your body. So I think this is
Hmm.
an amazing way to reconnect with yourself,
Yeah.
with your body. And
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
doing it with others, and so there, in connecting with others, there is also a sense
Yes,
of
absolutely.
self
Community.
connection, of
Yeah.
community, of belonging, and that's part of connecting with yourself, because we are social beings as much as we're rhythmic
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah. And one thing about the mindfulness is that, how society tells you how to sit, how to walk, how to do things. And I really love your approach that it's not about perfection, it's not about perfect poses or steps, it's about expression, you know. And I think that mindfulness also encourages women to just stop performing and feel perfect, but instead of feeling, I don't know, just there, present,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm.
And for someone who's skeptical or shy, like that lady in our community yesterday, when she said she doesn't know how to dance, right? Maybe they think like they can dance or this isn't for me. How would you describe to someone who doesn't know what happens in a mindfulness session. So think of it as someone listening to us will be your participant in a next mindfulness session, and she asks you, I don't know how to dance. What will happen in the mindfulness session tomorrow?
I love that question, and I love the so mindfulness is not about dancing. There are no steps, there is no choreography, there is not a right way to do it. Mindfulness is about movement, and
Mhm,
everyone can move. Even the people that for whatever reason can't move, and you can move internally. So everyone can move. And this is not about steps. This is about following the music, because the music, the rhythm, the percussion is another huge element of mindfulness, which is different to mindfulness. Because in mindfulness, they're not
mhm.
necessarily music. In mindfulness, music is paramount. And so mindfulness, it's about listening to the music with all your body, with all your senses. That's why we close our eyes. Our listening sense, it's stretching, it's enhanced, and then we touch our bodies, we massage. And so it's about following what your
Sensation.
body wants to do. And that's what I'm constantly encouraging people. I always say, find your rhythm, because your rhythm is your rhythm. It's not about
Yeah.
how it looks, it's about you feeling that you are connecting with that little thing and that little other thing. And it's kind of reclaiming your uniqueness, self-expression,
Yeah.
as you say, but in a very intuitive way. It's not, I'm here doing this. I am, let it go, and your body will move. If you're not moving with the music, most likely because your mind is saying something about, I don't know how to do this. Da, da, da. If you're able to let that go, your body will move. Look at children. You put music, children move. They do,
Yeah.
because we are rhythmic beings. Think about the blood, the heartbeat, the constant breathing in
Hmm.
and out, the hormonal cycles. We are human, we are rhythmic beings. So as soon as we allow music to rhythm and percussion especially to
Hmm.
touch us without the mind obstructing, we will move. How we move, who cares? That's not the point. You will move
Absolutely. Yeah.
beautifully, I'm sure, if you let go of your mind.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. And I want to know more about the songs that you play, the playlists. I love them. You know, how do you choose the songs? Is there a reason why you choose which song and, the order of the songs? Because you start slow, then it's more energetic, and then you get up. And, because I've been to all the sessions, I know how it goes. So is there a reason for it?
Everything in MIM, the methodology,
Yeah.
is so well thought and researched. And the music is a paramount part of the methodology. And so, yes, it's about, we start slow, it's a journey. We start slow, we go too fast. It's about the VPM, so it's the beeps per minute. So we're starting
Hmm.
around 80, we go to 150 more or less. Also, behind the research and the methodology, Emma found was how ancestral cultures of rhythm and celebration through music and movement have been carried on for thousands of years and hundreds of years, and eventually in our current times. One thing that rescued that, in her research and her own life experience, the raving experience, the idea that it started in the 80s, in the 90s, in the US, in the UK, in Germany, and
Hmm.
how people were very, very purposely creating music to say something, but also to
Yeah.
allow full expression. And so the
Hmm.
playlist is curated following that journey,
Hmm.
following specific genders that have percussion that really tap into that unconscious rhythm, and also certain, so it's about the BPM, it's about gender, it's about rhythm, and yeah, I don't know if I'm answering your question. So the playlist is very mindfully curated to create that
Mhm.
journey, to create the presence of vibration and percussion, and to
Mhm.
tap into certain genders which are more inviting to move, that which are danceable in a way. So yeah, I'm
Yeah. And
learning my
do you
way.
choose the songs?
I do choose the
It's
song. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
absolutely. I choose
Yeah.
all the songs, and each session has different songs. So I curate
Yeah,
every
I noticed. Yeah.
playlist for each session. Min has been going on for a few years now, and there is a lot of exchange with other instructors, and there are playlists that suggest music, but it's
Yeah.
a beautiful journey, because you go into one piece of music that you feel is gonna fit, and then you discover what's around it and the history, and so it's a big part of the work, spending time
Mhm.
feeling the music. When I was being trained,
Yeah.
I was told, one thing to know how, if your playlist works or doesn't work, is listen to it with your eyes closed and see if there is
Mhm.
anything that creates a dissonance, and you will know your body. What is a little bit you do with your playlist, what you do in the mindfulness session is about feel it. Your body will know, your senses will know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And every time a session ends, joy seems to return naturally,
Mm,
and almost like it was hiding under all the tension.
mm.
What do you think? Why do you think joy is something we have to move our way back to instead of think our way back to? Does it make sense?
Yeah, so yeah, I think what you're saying, there is how joy and movement are so interconnected, and maybe
Yeah.
sometimes we are
Yeah.
tend to thinking about how can I feel better, but
Yeah.
feeling better is in your body.
Hmm.
So to feel better, you need to be embodying it, because you can oh yeah, that's gonna be okay. You can, and I'm gonna be okay. But if it's only on your mind, you're still holding the tension of not really feeling that it's gonna be okay. Whilst with mindfulness and movement, and this all this journey, and I mean, in the sessions we talk about how to release your stress. We talk about how the body, so you get more familiar with your body. You get to understand. I think part of the joy, I think, and maybe this is my experience, comes from I have a better understanding of what's going on with for me, even if it's tricky and difficult what I am navigating. I have more
Hmm.
agency. So I feel a little more relaxed, more empowered. I think maybe joy, I think it's very difficult to have joy if you're stressed and not, I'm feeling
Yes.
disempowered. So maybe that's
Absolutely. Yeah.
part of it. Then, I mean, it's when you move, you create endorphins. And so the
Hmm.
feeling good hormones are released. So the joy is naturally coming there. Then you're moving all your lymphatic system, which is the drainage, like the immune system. So a body that is stronger feels better, more accessible for joy. And I think one of the things about meme specifically is the music, the movement. There
Hmm.
is with the music there comes the memories, the
Yeah.
there is a word that is not coming up for me, but this kind of reconnecting with past feelings of joy and enjoyment, and so I think that also comes from that. I think also I have never done a mindfulness session one to one, which I do a lot in coaching. I think
Hmm.
the fact that is other people in the room, and a little bit
Yeah.
of coming
Collective.
back to
Yeah.
the human connection, the human
Yeah.
experience, normalizing, because I think that while I'm speaking, when I'm guiding this, yes, it's normal to feel this. It's normal. So that when we relax, when we normalize, when we open up, then we make a space for joy. as much as we make a
Mm-hmm.
space for other feelings which are also welcome to be
Of course, yeah.
processed. A long answer, but I
Mm.
don't know if this answering a bit.
It's okay. I love listening to you, you know. And like you said, when women move together,
Mm.
right, breathe together, something shifts in the room, even a virtual one. And the pink sphere, yes, it's focused on women, women's well-being, women's community, but our doors are always open to anyone. Why do you think, especially communities like the pink sphere, what we offer through the pink sphere, help women feel better in their bodies
Mm.
with or without mindfulness? Why do you think communities help them so much?
I think, well, we are social beings. So being with
Hmm.
others, a sense of belonging is paramount for our well-being and our mental health. Doing it, that creating a group activity, doing it in the right way, creates a sense of
Hmm.
safety and belonging. And mindfulness invites people to let go of rightness and striving, and to come to the human experience of
Hmm.
presence to
Yeah.
yourself and with others. And I think that intention that mindfulness brings creates a sense of connection, of
Hmm.
common experience, of belonging.
Hmm.
So it's not about putting people together, it's for what and how, what's the intention, what are you inviting them to do. And also because in mindfulness we definitely also invite anything. So feelings which are
Yeah.
uncomfortable are also welcome, because those are part of the human experience. And when we push
Hmm.
things away, they become stronger in a way, when we resist,
Absolutely.
persist, and all those ideas. And in mindfulness, what we're doing is creating a safe space and a sense of agency in your body and empowerment, so that that can arise and you can process
Yeah.
it. And I think
Yeah. That's right.
witnessing that, or knowing that that's part of the context where we are creating, create a sense
Hmm.
of connection.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. And I know we were supposed to talk about mindfulness for this episode, but I also want to ask about the heartfulness sessions
Mm,
we're now doing at the Pink Sphere. I don't know if we'll repeat, but
I
we
love
had
to.
one and it was lovely. So I want to know why you named it heartfulness instead of leaving it as mindfulness.
I think I was inspired because I knew I was going to Asia. And it's something I always say, that in Asian languages, which is where mindfulness comes, I mean, it came to the West in the 60s, in the 70s, but meditation and mindfulness, it was created in East, in the East part of the world. So in some Asian languages, there is no distinction between mind and heart,
Hmm.
which is so
Yeah.
interesting how there is no distinction. So you could say mindfulness as well as you could say heartfulness.
Heartfulness. Yeah.
And a little bit, and we give so much, especially in Western society, so much emphasis to the mind. And I feel the
Hmm.
mind is amazing. I mean, we couldn't be who we are without our minds. But I think a lot of mindfulness is bringing us to the rest of us,
The heart.
the body, the heart, that knowledge that is there. And that's what I call the sessions heartfulness, to
Hmm.
integrate more the
Yeah.
fullness
Yeah.
of our who we are,
Yeah.
our wisdoms. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And I think also people sometimes think like mindfulness is about, yeah, kind of having a better relationship with your mind, with your thoughts, so you have a focus on attention so that mind calms. And definitely is, that is part, but a big element of mindfulness and meditation is about compassion,
Hmm.
acceptance, not judging. And I think that's very related with the flavors of the heart, with the qualities of the heart. So
Hmm.
I wanted to bring that element into the sessions, and hence why I call it heartfulness instead of mindfulness.
Yeah, it was lovely. The session was lovely. And like I said, I'm always there for any of your sessions. So I enjoyed it very much. Do you think doing mindfulness just once can make a difference in your life? Or do you think you need to practice it in order to see any changes in your life, in your within yourself? What do you think?
Definitely is not a one off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a practice,
Mm-hmm.
because a big part about mindfulness and mindfulness definitely, it's about stress education and restorative balance, and because life is not like that, but life is like that, you will be out of balance every day, every hour, every week. Life
Mm-hmm.
creates stress and doubt and anxiety.
Yeah.
So mindfulness is a practice that helps you rebalance. If you think
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, because you are retraining your mind, your brain, body, you're learning to understand better your body, and you are creating new neural connections.
Yeah.
So you need to constantly practice,
Repeat it.
repeat
Yeah.
and practice. It's a little bit like a muscle. Like you can go to the gym for 3 hours one day. Is that not
Mm-hmm.
gonna last you for a year or months
Yeah.
or a week? It's better to go every day
Yeah.
20 minutes. So
Absolutely.
it's a little bit that it. I also like this idea of mindfulness and mindfulness. It's a little bit like an intention and a mantra
Mm-hmm.
that you
Yeah. A
bring.
way of living.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
way of living that you bring into your life every day, every week, 3 times a week. That is a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
And mindfulness, especially because it's movement, it also creates
Mm-hmm.
a sense. I mean, it's working with your body. It's a low
Yeah.
impact movement, but very powerful too. So
Mm.
it's about well-being. It's about health. It's about
Yeah.
body well-being too, not only mental health. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a practice. Definitely, it's not one-off.
Yeah.
None of it is a one-off. It's not a, as you were saying, it's a way of living.
And finally, okay, if someone listening could take one small movement or ritual from mindfulness into their everyday life,
Mm.
what would you want it to be? Something simple that they can start with right away.
Find that piece of music that make your body move, and
Mhm.
move to it for 3 minutes with your eyes closed. Nothing else
Okay.
to do. Move to
Why
it,
3 minutes? Why three
because I
minutes?
think 3 minutes is accessible. And there is something about your mind needs 3 minutes to calm down. If you do
Okay.
something for less than 3 minutes, it's less likely that your mind will calm down. So
Okay.
you
I'll give
can
it a
go
shot
into your
today.
body.
Okay. I'll try it today.
Yeah,
Yes, I'll do that. I'll put my daughter down for a nap and I'll put the earphones on.
move with
Yeah, I'll
your
try it.
daughter. She can be around. That's the,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
she
right.
can
Yeah.
visit. I mean,
She's already moving to
yeah,
every sound in the house.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's amazing.
find that piece of music that you love,
Hmm.
play it loud, and move to it for at least three
Yeah.
minutes with your eyes closed.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Alejandra. Thank you for all your answers. Thank you for sharing us more about mindfulness. And hopefully, we'll see some of our listeners on our next mindfulness sessions. And yeah, that's it for today's 30 Minutes of Pink. And if this episode spoke to you, hit subscribe, leave a comment, share your questions for Alejandra or for me in the comments below, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, who needs to learn more about mindfulness. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hi, Nadine. Thank you.